Question 1. Scenario-based. Mr. Anderson owns a small business in West Virginia and has a business owner's policy BOP. His business was recently damaged by a fire. The damage included both the building and business personal property. He filed a claim with his insurance company, but the insurer is refusing to cover certain property, claiming it was excluded under the BOP. What should Mr. Anderson do next? He should accept the insurer's decision, as BOP coverage is very limited for property damage. B. He should review the policy to confirm if the excluded property falls under the optional coverage extensions available in his BOP. C. He should file a lawsuit immediately against the insurer for bad faith claims handling. D. He should cancel the BOP and purchase separate commercial property insurance to cover the excluded items. Answer. B. Explanation. In this scenario, Mr. Anderson should first review his BOP to determine if the excluded property can be covered under any of the optional endorsements or extensions, such as equipment breakdown coverage or data breach coverage, if applicable. BOPs typically provide coverage for building and business personal property, but some items, such as certain types of equipment or inventory, may not be included unless additional coverage options are added. It's crucial to understand the specific terms and exclusions of the policy. Simply accepting the insurer's decision without reviewing the terms could result in missing out on available extensions. Filing a lawsuit should be a last resort after exhausting all internal review and appeal processes. Question 2. Concept-based. Which of the following is a key difference between commercial general liability (CGL) insurance and professional liability insurance? A. CGL covers damage caused by negligence, while professional liability insurance covers physical injuries. B. CGL covers bodily injury and property damage, while professional liability insurance covers errors and omissions in services provided. C. CGL provides coverage for contractual liability, while professional liability insurance excludes coverage for breach of contract. D. CGL provides coverage only for accidents, whereas professional liability insurance applies only to intentional acts. Answer. B. Explanation. The primary difference between commercial general liability (CGL) insurance and professional liability insurance lies in the types of risks they cover. CGL provides coverage for bodily injury and property damage resulting from the business's operations or premises. It can also cover personal and advertising injury. Professional liability, also known as errors and omissions (EO) insurance, is specifically designed for professionals such as doctors, lawyers, or consultants. It covers negligence, errors, or omissions in the professional services they provide. While CGL may cover some claims related to services, it does not address the unique risks of errors in the professional advice or services provided, which is the focus of professional liability insurance. Question 3. Concept-based. Which of the following is an exclusion commonly found in commercial auto insurance policies? A. Coverage for medical expenses for an injured employee while on a business trip. B. Liability coverage for injuries caused by an uninsured driver. C. Coverage for accidents occurring during business operations in a vehicle owned by an employee. D. Coverage for personal use of a company car by an employee during off hours. Answer. D. Explanation. Commercial auto insurance generally provides coverage for vehicles used for business purposes, including liability for bodily injury and property damage, as well as physical damage coverage for accidents. However, one common exclusion is personal use of a company vehicle by an employee during off hours. Commercial auto policies typically only cover business-related usage of the vehicle. Personal use, such as commuting or non-business errands, is often excluded unless a specific endorsement is added to the policy. On the other hand, medical expenses for an injured employee and coverage for uninsured drivers are typically included under different coverages, such as workers' compensation or uninsured motorist coverage. Question 4. Concept-based. Which of the following best describes the purpose of a commercial umbrella insurance policy? A. To provide coverage for business property damages that exceed the limits of primary property insurance policies. B. To extend liability coverage beyond the limits of underlying policies such as commercial general liability (CGL). C. To replace a business's primary liability coverage with a higher limit policy. D. To provide coverage for property damage during transport by a third-party carrier. Answer. B. Explanation. A commercial umbrella insurance policy extends the liability coverage limits of underlying policies such as commercial general liability (CGL), commercial auto, and employer's liability. It does not replace or cover property damages, rather, it provides additional coverage when the limits of a primary liability policy are exceeded. The umbrella policy is designed to umbrella over multiple liability policies, filling gaps and offering higher protection for larger claims. It is important to note that the umbrella policy does not provide coverage for property damage or specialized risks like transport, unless those are specifically included in the underlying policies. Question 5. Scenario-based MS. Carter runs a successful local restaurant in West Virginia. She recently purchased commercial property insurance, including business income coverage. A fire causes significant damage to a restaurant, resulting in a temporary closure. She wants to claim for lost income during the repair period. Which of the following is likely to be true regarding her business income claim? B. The claim will only be paid if MS. Carter had specific flood coverage in her policy. B. The claim will only be paid for lost income if MS. Carter has a business interruption rider on her policy. C. Business income coverage will apply if the fire is covered under the policy's causes of loss form, regardless of the business's operational interruptions. D. MS. Carter will not be eligible for business income coverage because her business income was interrupted by an event fire covered by a standard commercial property policy. Answer. C. Explanation. Business income coverage is designed to cover lost income when a business has to close temporarily due to damage from a covered peril, such as fire, storm, or vandalism. If the fire is covered under the policy's causes of loss form, whether basic, broad, or special, the business income coverage should apply to compensate MS. Carter for lost revenue during the repair period. It is not necessary for the business interruption coverage to be a rider, as business income is typically a standard part of many commercial property policies. Therefore, the primary consideration is whether the fire is a covered peril under the policy. Question 6. Concept-based. Which of the following is a key distinction between commercial property insurance and inland marine insurance? A. Commercial property insurance generally covers property that is stationary, while inland marine insurance covers property in transit or in locations away from the insured's premises. B. Commercial property insurance covers mobile equipment, while inland marine insurance covers property at the primary business location. C. Inland marine insurance only covers property losses related to cargo transport, while commercial property insurance covers losses to buildings and inventory. D. Inland marine insurance provides more limited coverage than commercial property insurance, especially for theft. Answer. An explanation. Inland marine insurance is designed to cover property that is mobile or in transit, as well as property stored in locations other than the insured's primary premises. This includes coverage for equipment, tools, and inventory while being transported or at a job site, such as construction equipment or merchandise being delivered. In contrast, commercial property insurance typically covers fixed, stationary property such as buildings, inventory at the insured's business location, and business personal property within the premises. The distinction lies in the mobility of the property being insured. Question 7. Concept-based. In a commercial package poly (CPP), which of the following coverages is typically NOT included under the standard package and must be purchased as an endorsement? A. Crime coverage. B. General liability coverage. C. Business interruption coverage. D. Commercial auto coverage. Answer. An explanation. Crime coverage is often not included in the standard commercial package policy (CPP) and is typically purchased as an endorsement to provide coverage for employee dishonesty, theft, burglary, or robbery, while the CPP will include coverage for commercial property, general liability, and sometimes commercial auto. Crime coverage is an optional extension that addresses the specific risks of theft, fraud, and other criminal activities that may occur within a business. Depending on the needs of the business, this coverage can be added to the CPP for additional protection. Question 8. Concept-based. Which of the following is a common exclusion found in workers' compensation insurance policies? A. Medical expenses for an employee injured on the job. B. Disability benefits for an employee who is temporarily unable to work due to an injury. C. Claims related to injuries caused by the employee's own intentional actions. D. Death benefits for employees who are killed while performing job-related duties. Answer. C. Explanation. Workers' compensation insurance generally provides medical disability and death benefits for employees who are injured or killed during the course of their employment. However, injuries caused by the employee's own intentional actions are typically excluded from coverage if the employee intentionally causes harm to themselves, e.g., by deliberately injuring themselves. The claim would not be covered under the workers' compensation policy. This exclusion is in place to prevent fraudulent claims or claims arising from actions that are outside the scope of job-related activities. Question 9. concept-based, which of the following statements best describes the difference between an occurrence-based and a claims-made commercial general liability (CGL) policy? A. Occurrence-based policies cover claims made during the policy period, while claims-made policies cover incidents that occur during the policy period, regardless of when the claim is made. B. Occurrence-based policies cover claims that occur during the policy period, while claims-made policies cover claims made during the policy period, regardless of when the incident occurred. C. Claims-made policies provide more extensive coverage for incidents that happened before the policy was purchased. D. Occurrence-based policies do not cover bodily injury, while claims-made policies specifically cover bodily injury. Answer B. Explanation. The key difference between occurrence-based and claims-made CGL policies lies in the timing of the claim. An occurrence-based policy provides coverage for incidents that occur during the policy period, regardless of when the claim is made, even if the claim is reported after the policy has expired. In contrast, a claims-made policy provides coverage only for claims made during the policy period, as long as the incident also occurred during the policy period. This makes claims-made policies more restrictive than occurrence-based policies, as coverage is tied to both the timing of the claim and the timing of the incident. Question 10. Concept-based, which of the following types of coverage would be appropriate for a business in West Virginia to purchase to cover potential damages caused by water flooding the premises? A. Commercial property flood coverage. B. Equipment breakdown coverage. C. Inland marine insurance. D. General liability coverage. Answer A. Explanation. Commercial property flood coverage is the appropriate type of insurance to cover damages caused by flooding, which is not typically covered under a standard commercial property policy. Flooding is often excluded from standard commercial policies, but can be added as a separate endorsement or purchased as part of a specialized flood insurance policy. Equipment breakdown coverage, inland marine insurance, and general liability coverage would not cover damages caused by flooding. It's important for businesses, especially in flood-prone areas like West Virginia, to have dedicated flood coverage to protect against such risks. Question 11. Scenario-based. A construction company in West Virginia has an active project involving heavy equipment. During the project, a piece of machinery is damaged by fire. Which of the following coverages would best apply to the situation? A. Commercial property insurance. B. Inland marine insurance. C. General liability insurance. D. Workers' compensation insurance. Answer B. Explanation. Inland marine insurance covers property that is in transit or being moved from one location to another, as well as equipment used in construction projects. If the damaged machinery was part of the ongoing construction project and is covered by inland marine insurance, it would apply to repair or replacement costs. Commercial property insurance typically covers stationary property, while general liability and workers' compensation would not apply to damage to equipment. Question 12. Concept-based. Which of the following is a common exclusion in a commercial general liability CGL policy? A. Bodily injury occurring on the premises during the policy period. B. Property damage caused by the insured's work. C. Product liability claims arising from defective products. D. Damage to the insured's own property. Answer D. Explanation. A commercial general liability CGL policy typically excludes coverage for damage to the insured's own property. The policy covers claims of bodily injury or property damage caused to others, but damage to the insured's own property is excluded. For property owned by the business, separate property insurance or other specialized policies like inland marine or commercial property would be required. Question 13. Concept-based. What does the term per occurrence limit refer to in a commercial general liability CGL policy? A. The maximum amount the insurer will pay for all claims made during the policy period. B. The maximum amount the insurer will pay for each individual claim arising from a single incident. C. The maximum amount the insurer will pay for all claims related to a specific product. D. The total amount the insurer will pay for all claims made during the policy term, regardless of the cause. Answer B. Explanation. The per occurrence limit CGL policy refers to the maximum amount the insurer will pay for each individual claim or occurrence, regardless of the number of claimants or the total number of claims made for that specific incident. For example, if a business causes bodily injury to several people due to a single event, the per occurrence limit is the maximum the insurer will pay for all claims resulting from that incident. Question 14. Scenario-based. A West Virginia-based retailer discovers that one of its employees stole merchandise from the store. Which of the following types of insurance would cover the theft under a typical commercial policy? A. Crime insurance. B. Property insurance. C. General liability insurance. D. Employee benefits liability insurance. Answer. An explanation. Crime insurance is designed to cover losses caused by theft, including employee dishonesty and theft of property by employees or outsiders. Property insurance would not cover employee theft unless explicitly stated, and general liability typically excludes coverage for theft. Employee benefits liability covers errors or omissions related to employee benefits, not theft. Question 15. Concept-based. Which of the following statements is true regarding the business income coverage included in a commercial property policy? A. It provides compensation for lost business income only if the business is unable to operate due to a covered peril. B. It covers income loss regardless of whether the business location is damaged. C. It covers loss of income only during the first 30 days of a business interruption. D. It applies only to losses resulting from property damage caused by fire. Answer. A. Explanation. Business income coverage compensates a business for lost income due to interruption caused by a covered peril, such as fire, theft, or windstorm, which damages the property and causes the business to shut down temporarily. This coverage does not automatically apply if the business is not affected by property damage, nor does it only cover losses from specific types of damage like fire. The coverage duration and details will be outlined in the policy. Question 16. Concept-based. Which of the following best describes the duty to defend provision in a commercial general liability (CGL) policy? A. The insurer must cover the cost of defending the insured only if the claim is deemed to be covered under the policy. B. The insurer must defend the insured against all claims even if the claim is not covered by the policy. C. The insurer is not required to defend the insured unless the insured pays a deductible. D. The insurer must provide defense only for claims involving bodily injury and not property damage. Answer. B. Explanation. The duty to defend provision in a commercial general liability (CGL) policy requires the insurer to defend the insured against claims even if the claim is not ultimately covered under the policy. This means that if the third party sues the insured for bodily injury or property damage, the insurer will provide a defense even if the policy might exclude coverage for the claim. This provision is a significant feature of CGL policies and reflects the insurer's duty to defend the insured. Question 17. Scenario-based. A West Virginia small business owner installs a new security system and experiences a break-in after the system fails. The owner files a claim under the business property insurance policy for damage and loss. Which of the following would likely not be covered under the policy? A. Property stolen during the break-in. B. Damage to the building due to forced entry. C. Loss of income due to business interruption. D. The cost of replacing the failed security system. Answer. D. Explanation. Business property insurance typically covers property loss and damage including theft and may also cover loss of income due to business interruption. However, the cost of replacing a failed security system is not usually covered under property insurance policies as it is a maintenance issue, rather than a loss caused by a covered peril. This type of coverage would more likely fall under equipment breakdown or similar specialized policies. Question 18. Concept-based. Which of the following is covered under the personal and advertising injury endorsement in a commercial general liability (CGL) policy? A. Bodily injury claims resulting from an accident on the insured's property. B. Damage to the insured's own property. C. Claims related to defamation or slander of a competitor. D. Property damage resulting from a defective product sold by the business. Answer. C. Explanation. The personal and advertising injury endorsement in a CGL policy typically covers claims related to personal injuries such as defamation, including slander or libel, false advertising, or other forms of personal injury. It does not cover bodily injury, property damage, or defective products. Those would fall under other parts of the policy like the general liability or product liability coverage. Question 19. Scenario-based. A business has just received a lawsuit claiming damages resulting from an injury to a customer who slipped and fell on the property. Which of the following coverages would be the first line of defense in handling the lawsuit? A. Commercial property insurance. B. Commercial general liability insurance. C. Workers' compensation insurance. D. Business auto insurance. Answer. B. Explanation. Commercial general liability insurance (CGL) would be the first line of defense for handling a lawsuit related to a customer's injury, such as a slip and fall on the business premises. CGL covers bodily injury and property damage claims arising from the business's operations, including customer injuries that occur on the business's property. Commercial property insurance would cover property damage but not personal injuries, and workers' compensation would apply to employee injuries, not customer claims. Question 20. Concept-based, which of the following describes a waiver of subrogation provision in a commercial insurance policy? A. It allows the insurer to pursue compensation from a third party responsible for the loss. B. It prevents the insurer from subrogating claims for property damage covered under the policy. C. It allows the insurer to collect the deductible directly from the insured after a loss. D. It ensures that the business owner cannot file a claim if they are partially at fault for a loss. Answer. B. Explanation. A waiver of subrogation provision prevents the insurer from pursuing recovery of paid claims from a third party that may have caused the loss. This provision is commonly used in cases where the insured has a contract with another party, such as a landlord or contractor, and does not want the insurer to seek reimbursement from that party after a claim is paid. The waiver essentially relinquishes the insurer's right to subrogate. Question 21. Scenario-based. A West Virginia-based business suffers water damage to its building due to a burst pipe. The company files a claim under its commercial property insurance policy. What is typically excluded from coverage in this situation? A. Damage caused by the water itself to the building's structure. B. Damage to personal property inside the building caused by the water. C. Costs associated with cleaning up and removing the water. D. Damage caused by the burst pipe if the pipe was not properly maintained. Answer. D. Explanation. Commercial property insurance generally excludes damage from water if it results from poor maintenance or neglect, such as a burst pipe that was not properly maintained. Damage caused by the water itself or cleanup costs would typically be covered as long as the incident is not due to negligence or lack of maintenance. Question 22. Concept-based. Which of the following is a primary feature of the additional insured endorsement in a commercial insurance policy? A. It allows the additional insured to file claims directly with the insurer. B. It provides liability coverage for the additional insured in the event of a lawsuit. C. It grants the additional insured access to the insured's policy limit for all claims. D. It only covers property damage caused by the additional insured. Answer. B. Explanation. An additional insured endorsement provides liability coverage for the additional insured, typically in the event of a lawsuit where they may be held liable to their connection with the named insured. This endorsement does not provide access to policy limits for all claims or apply exclusively to property damage. Question 23. Scenario-based. A West Virginia restaurant owner purchases a business owner's policy (BOP). One of the restaurant's employees is injured on the job and files a claim for medical expenses and lost wages. Which of the following policies would cover the employee's claim? A. Business owner's policy (BOP). B. Workers' compensation insurance. C. Commercial general liability (CGL) insurance. D. Commercial property insurance. Answer. B. Explanation. Workers' compensation insurance is the appropriate coverage for employee injuries occurring during the course of employment. While a business owner's policy (BOP) combines several coverages, it does not include workers' compensation, which is required by law in most states, including West Virginia, for businesses with employees. Question 24. Concept-based. Which of the following would be covered under a typical professional liability errors and omissions policy for a business in West Virginia? A. Property damage resulting from faulty equipment. B. Loss of business income due to a power outage. C. Claims of negligence or errors in the services provided. D. Bodily injury caused by a defective product. Answer. C. Explanation. Professional liability insurance errors and omissions covers claims arising from negligence, errors, or omissions in the services provided by a business. It is designed for businesses that provide professional services such as legal, financial, or consulting services. Property damage, bodily injury, and business income losses would not be covered under this policy. Question 25. Scenario-based. A contractor in West Virginia is hired to perform work at a commercial property. During the job, a subcontractor accidentally damages a neighboring building. Which of the following coverages would most likely cover the damage to the neighboring building? A. General liability insurance. B. Professional liability insurance. C. Commercial property insurance. D. Workers' compensation insurance. Answer: explanation. General liability insurance typically covers property damage caused by the insured or their subcontractors during the course of their work. This would cover damages to the neighboring building caused by the subcontractor's accidental actions. Professional liability would apply to errors or omissions in services provided, while workers' compensation covers employee injuries, not property damage. Question 26. Concept-based, which of the following is not a typical condition of a business auto policy? BAP. In West Virginia, A. Coverage for liability arising from the insured's use of business-owned vehicles. B. Coverage for personal injury to employees while driving company vehicles. C. Coverage for damage to non-owned vehicles used in the business. D. Coverage for the theft of a vehicle being used for business purposes. Answer: B. Explanation. A business auto policy (BAP) does not cover personal injuries to employees while they are driving company vehicles. This type of injury would be covered under workers' compensation insurance, not a business auto policy. The BAP provides coverage for liability arising from business vehicles, damage to non-owned vehicles used in the business, and theft of business vehicles. Question 27. Scenario-based. A West Virginia business purchases a commercial general liability (CGL) policy with a $1 million per occurrence limit and a $2 million aggregate limit. The business faces multiple lawsuits in 1 year, each with claims for bodily injury. What is the maximum the insurer would pay for all lawsuits in that year? A. $1 million. B. $2 million. C. $3 million. D. $4 million. Answer: B. Explanation. The $2 million aggregate limit refers to the maximum amount the insurer will pay for all claims during the policy period, regardless of the number of individual claims. Each claim would still be subject to the $1 million per occurrence limit, but the total payout for all claims during the year cannot exceed the $2 million aggregate limit. Question 28. Concept-based, which of the following types of commercial insurance provides coverage for a business against lawsuits resulting from allegations of discrimination, harassment, or wrongful termination? A. Directors and officers (DO) insurance. B. Employment practices liability insurance (EPLI). C. Professional liability insurance. D. General liability insurance. Answer: B. Explanation. Employment practices liability insurance (EPLI) covers a business against claims made by employees or former employees related to discrimination, harassment, wrongful termination, or other employment-related issues. Directors and officers (DO) insurance covers legal costs and liabilities related to the actions of company executives, while general liability insurance generally does not cover employment-related lawsuits. Question 29. Scenario-based. A business in West Virginia experiences a fire that destroys both its building and inventory. The business files a claim under its commercial property insurance policy. The insurer determines that the fire was caused by faulty wiring. Which of the following is the most likely exclusion under the policy? A. Damage to the building caused by the fire. B. Loss of inventory due to fire damage. C. Damage resulting from poor maintenance of electrical systems. D. Costs associated with cleanup after the fire. Answer: C. Explanation. Commercial property insurance typically excludes damage caused by poor maintenance or neglect, such as the failure to properly maintain electrical systems, which can lead to fires. Damage to the building, inventory, and cleanup costs would likely be covered under the policy unless another specific exclusion applies. Question 30. Concept-based. What is the primary difference between a claims-made and an occurrence insurance policy? A. A claims-made policy covers claims made during the policy period, regardless of when the incident occurred. B. An occurrence policy only covers claims made during the policy period, regardless of when the incident occurred. C. A claims-made policy covers incidents that occur within the policy period, regardless of when the claim is filed. D. An occurrence policy covers claims made within the policy period, regardless of when the incident occurred. Answer: A. Explanation. A claims-made policy covers claims made during the policy period, regardless of when the incident occurred, as long as the claim is reported within the policy term. An occurrence policy, on the other hand, covers claims for incidents that occur during the policy period, regardless of when the claim is made. The main difference lies in when the claim is filed relative to when the incident occurred.